What it is, YouTube? It's your boy Troy, and I know hoops. And it's been a minute, saying since the last video. I think it's been about longer than a week for sure. Definitely longer than a week. But I just want to say first and foremost, I appreciate everybody subscribing. I appreciate everybody liking the video. I even appreciate everybody viewing it. You know what I mean? And leaving comments and everything like that. Um, it takes a lot definitely to start something on your own and start your first video and kind of just get into what you want to do. Um, whether it's something you really want to do, whether it's something you're kind of scared of doing, it takes a lot to start. And just to see all the support and appreciation, man, like it means a lot to me, man. And it's definitely going to keep me going for sure. I know this video was long overdue. The original plan was to wait for like the first two games of the playoffs for every series, so I could have some type of sample size. But sometimes life be life, you know what I mean? So, but I'm back at it though. I'm back at it right now, and we just gonna hop right into it, man. We're gonna hop right into it, bro. I can't wait, man. So, boom, man. These are your official. These are your official rounds right now for the bracket, man. We're gonna go into all like the series that already completed and stuff like that, man. So we just gonna go into them real quick. Because a lot of them, I'm not gonna lie, the only really entertaining one, I'm not gonna lie, was Knicks and Pistons. Oh, I'm fried. Pacers and Bucks. That was the only entertaining one, Pacers and Bucks. Um, so we're gonna gloss over Cavs and Heat. Didn't really miss much. Heat got spanked. They played the last game happened at the Heat's arena, and they lost by 50. They lost by 50. Cavs didn't even have Darius Garland. One thing I do want to mention though, Tyler Hero played 31 minutes and finished with 4 points. And that's supposed to be like your primary scorer, right? If you're Miami. Tyler Hero, 4 points, 31 minutes. One thing I do want to say right now, right? One thing I do want to say, Pat Riley, he don't get enough hate for the war crimes he's been doing for the past couple of years. Let's just start with the whole Jimmy situation. Jimmy, phenomenal basketball player, right? Phenomenal basketball player. All bro really wanted was help. He got you to two finals in the, I want to say 5 years that he's been there, right? Because he came in 2019. Yep. So he got you to two finals in the 5 years that he's been there. A couple conference finals actually. And all he asked for was help. And one of those finals, he even made it as an eighth seed. They made it as an eighth seed in the finals, bro. And not only that, but he made it with some mid. Like, obviously, all right, look, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, I ain't taking nothing away from them. But then when you get to the Gabe Vincent, then when you get to the Caleb Martins, they were having great series along with Jimmy. So these are guys that you essentially drafted, right? Some of them you even picked up off the street. Would it be a crazy idea to at least get somebody that can score the ball efficiently, score an efficient 20 points a game, especially considering that y'all one of the most marketable teams. Y'all live in one of the nicest areas in America. You know what I mean? Like, how is that not attractive to some NBA stars? You know what I'm saying? How is that not attractive? And then on top of that, you're Pat Riley. You're gonna go to Jimmy. Oh yeah, we look, we made it to the finals. You know what I'm saying? We don't need nobody else. We good. We good. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? My whole thing with Jimmy, like at first I was like, Jimmy kind of tripping. Jimmy kind of doing a little too much. No, he wasn't. He wasn't, mind you. If Jimmy would have played, he would have got him to at least. He would have won him at least 2 games. Tyler Hero even admitted it. Tyler Hero even said it's kind of hard not having Jimmy and things like that. And I'm like, damn, Pat. Even your second best player, sometimes your first best player is admitting, yo, we kind of need Jimmy. I'm not going to lie. This shit would have been better if we had Jimmy. But, hey, man, look, man, when you start going cheap with your team, you start getting what you pay for, bro. Honestly, man, you stop taking risks and you stop making the right moves for your team, bro. That's what you get. You know what I mean? So he got about there in 4 games. Cavs, I mean, it was a good sample size to really see how dominant the Cavs are. Just an eighth seed being fed to a 1 seed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's. I'm not going to say it's the greatest sample size, but we got to see how the Cavs kind of operate. You know what I mean? So they get to play the Pacers in round 2, which I think is going to be a very, very, very interesting series. But let's talk about how the Pacers got there. First of all, shout out Giannis Antetokounmpo. Shout out to Giannis, man. My man tried to do his best 2018 Bron impression, and it just wasn't it. It wasn't enough, sadly. And like it's let me just read y'all Giannis' stats, okay? Let me read y'all Giannis' stats, bro, because I feel bad for my guy. I'm not gonna lie. So game 1, 36 points, 12 rebounds on 60% shooting. That was game 1. Game 2, 34 points, 18 rebounds, 70% shooting, 7 assists as well. Game 3, 37 points, 12 rebounds, 74%, 6 assists. Come on, bro. Game 4, 28, 15, and 6. Calm night for him. Game 5, the game where they ended up losing in overtime. This man had 30, 20, and 13. Mind you, Dame is gone. Dame got hurt. He out for the series. He potentially might even miss a little bit of next season. My man put up 30, 20, and 13. First of all, that just goes to show Pacers defense is trash. All right. All right, look. Giannis is a top 3 player. Don't get me wrong. Giannis is a top 3 player. He does whatever he wants. If this is really the team's only source of offense outside like Gary Trent, because Gary Trent snapped on this game as well, how are you looking at that? And then I'm not saying Giannis isn't skilled, but bro's offense is literally in the paint, post, mid-range. You telling me you seen 5 games of this and you like, all right, yo, we got to stop him at some point. I don't care how bad you are on defense, bro. It's no reason this man should be getting 30 every game. Mind you, he is honest, though, so I'm not really tripping. One thing I do got to say about the Pacers, though, that offense is electric. Offense can completely overwhelm any team, honestly. Let's talk about this game 5, though. And if I'm a Bucks fan, I'm not going to lie, bro. I'm super disappointed. If I'm honest, I'm leaving. I'm going to get into that later. But these dudes were up, I believe, 7 points, maybe 6 points with 40 seconds left in overtime. And they choked that shit. 1 free throw made, and they choked it. Shout out AJ Green, though. AJ Green was the one that missed the free throw, but he had 19 points. The Bucks did what they could. Doc Rivers did what they could. I'm not really a big Doc Rivers fan. I'm a Clippers fan. He did some irreplaceable damage. But one thing I do got to note, Gary Trent had an awesome game. But in them 40 seconds, he folded pretty bad. And the Pacers, mind you, they were at home. This would have been a huge statement win for the Bucks, bro. You win an overtime game at their crib, and you go back to your crib. All right, we down 3-2. We can easily, you know what I'm saying? Home court momentum, you know what I mean? But with that being said, bro, like, they just didn't capitalize, bro. They didn't capitalize off of a 7-point lead with 40 seconds left. Like, it's pretty rare. I just seen a graphic. Pacers had a 2.2% chance of winning in those last 40 seconds. You don't doubt leads in the NBA, bro. I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure they probably had fans leaving the arena and all that, bro. And they got to miss that. I would be salty. But, man, so Halliburton hit the game winner, man. Halliburton hit the game winner layup. And some very interesting things happened at the end of the game. So essentially, Halliburton's dad had like a flag or like a blanket, something to Halliburton. And he walked on court and was kind of like in Giannis's mitt a little bit, not in his face, but like he was in front of him showing off the Halliburton flag or whatever. And Giannis was just looking at him. He was looking at him like he wanted to do something crazy. He was looking at him like, I don't know if y'all been seeing this whole 100 men versus one gorilla. Giannis was looking like the gorilla that saw the first person of that 100 men wave come up to him. That's what Giannis looked like. I'm not gonna lie, because not only did I just lose off of a game winner, right? Your pops is coming up to me all crazy. Then after Giannis was shaking everybody's hand, right? He goes up to Benedict Mathurin. I thought he was going to give bro a hug. Bro gripped his head like this. Your pop ever so mad at you that he just gripped your head like this? And he just talking crazy to you. That's what Giannis did to bro. He grabbed his head like this, right? And they was acting like he was talking. And he must have been saying something crazy because Mathurin started pushing him a little bit. Then it became a whole scuffle. It became a crazy scuffle. And then he later goes up to Halliburton's dad and is head to head with Cuz. Head to head with him. And they had to separate him too. And it's like, yo, like, first of all, you gotta put out some violations on Halliburton's pop. Why is you walking out on the court? I don't care if you're the dad of our franchise player. I don't care. Why are you on the court? You know what I'm saying? Then you taunting 6'11" Greek, you know what I'm saying? Like 6'11" dude, Busky, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing that for, bro? Then, like, Giannis, bro, you brought Milwaukee a championship. You've been there since what, 2013? It's 2025 now. Been there for 12 years, gang. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You can leave and nobody will question it. Nobody will question it, bro. Now, I know it's kind of hard for like NBA players to kind of leave a situation like that, especially considering you build up so much foundation somewhere, right? You gained a ton of fans, and then mind you, like, this organization trusted Giannis, bro, because Giannis was a raw prospect. I think Giannis was like the 14th, 13th pick. Very raw prospect. They didn't really know what they was getting out of him. All they know was he was 6'11", he could push the ball a little bit, and he had potential. So you see Giannis from his rookie year develop into a top 3 player in the league right now, top 75 player all time. I personally got him top 30, maybe even top 25. Actually, no, I'm lying. I think he's top 20, but that's neither here or there. But one thing you gotta understand, bro, in a situation, and when you're in a situation like Giannis is right now, bro, you're like, yo, like, how many times am I going to lose in the first round? We literally got Damian Lillard, and he's undergoing some abnormal injury stuff right now, bro. You feel me? And it's like, all right, we got Dame. The rest of our roster is kind of trash outside of Bobby Portis. Brook Lopez, cool. But, you know, you traded Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma. I don't know why you did that. That was stupid. You know what I mean? I guess you can pop it like you're saying you going the young route or whatever, but it's like, how much better is Kyle Kuzma than Chris Middleton? Obviously not much. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing with Giannis is, bro, just leave it, bro. Just leave it, bro. You gave it your all, bro. You gave this franchise your all. Honestly, bro, if you was to leave, nobody would judge you. I think a lot of NBA players kind of seen that whole KD fiasco, and they're like, damn, like, I kind of don't even want to ask for nothing no more. You know what I mean? Then it's like, but when you look at KD's whole trade situation, right? Not only did bro go to the team that beat him in the playoffs, but like, team was already stacked. In Giannis' case, he can't really go to a team that's like crazily stacked. Because I'm gonna keep it being, all the stacked teams, bro, like, they're so in deep with their core, they probably don't really even want to risk that. I feel like it's going to be one of them younger teams like Houston. You know what I'm saying? Like, Houston can definitely make a go at Giannis. I'm going to keep it a being, like, it's Houston, and then it's another team I'm forgetting. That's another team I'm forgetting for sure. But I feel like Houston can definitely make a run at Giannis. Houston can even make a run at KD. They have enough pieces to really go after anybody they really want, honestly, in terms of like future and like what you want and like picks and stuff like that. But no, bro, Giannis, I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame you if you want to leave, gang. I really don't. Really don't. But this was a tough series to watch, especially watching Giannis just solo by himself. You know what I mean? Dame came back. I feel like Dame probably shouldn't have came back. I feel like he should have waited till at least like I want to say I at least would have waited till game 3, you know, because they're home. But no, man, that Bucks are in a terrible situation. If I'm the Bucks, I'm praying Giannis don't leave, man. He's literally the only reason that y'all getting anything. I'm gonna keep it a being. But on to the next series that ended pretty quickly. Celtics got the Magic out of there in 4. It was literally Paolo and Franz Wagner versus the world. One thing I do want to say about this series, bro. I like the Celtics are the most complete team in basketball. I'm not gonna lie. If you're the Magic, how do you lose a game where Jason Tatum doesn't play? Then you have Jaylen Brown going off. Then you have Peyton Pritchard going off. I told y'all Derek White was first of all in my first video. I'm gonna give myself applause for this. I told y'all Derek White is definitely due for a game where he's gonna have like 4 threes and he'll have 20 points. Bro had 30 in game 1. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like Derek White, I'm not gonna hold you. People are saying Austin Reeves, best third option in the NBA. Derek White is better than Austin Reeves. What are we talking about? Derek White's better than Austin Reeves. Like, and I feel like that shouldn't even be like a controversial take, especially considering everything that Derek White does better than Austin Reeves. He's a better shooter, better defender. That's really all you need. Austin Reeves probably got the playmaking, better shot creating ability, but at the same time, you have all the shot creating, and Derek White's getting the same amount of points as you. And he's not even as much of a good shot creator. So, yeah, man. One thing I do want to say about the Magic, though, they put their money into the wrong stuff. They gave KCP a nice little contract. Don't know why. Wendell Carter was your third best player. You want to know what's crazy, though? The Jalen Suggs injury definitely hurt them in the long run, especially considering his combo guard, two-way threat. But one thing about the Magic, though, I don't see why they're not a bigger market, especially considering that they're also in Florida along with Miami, you know? And then Florida, I've from what I've heard, Orlando was like more of like a family attraction. Miami's more like a party vibe, you know what I'm saying? But if you're a star, why not come to Orlando? I mean, not now because they got no money, but essentially, you know, Orlando should get something. They need a point guard. They need a point guard. They need like Alonzo or something. They need a point guard. Josh Giddey. They need something. Because it was kind of hard watching Paolo hoop and then also trying to be a playmaker and then trying to be a defender and stuff like that. It was kind of hard to watch, man, especially considering just how dominant the Celtics are, bro. With the Celtics, you get a game where Porzingis has 5 threes. Then Payne Pritchard has 5 threes. Mind you, they got the most made threes in the league, most attempted in the league. You know what I'm saying? So then you got your regular Jason Tatum game. Oh, snap. Then you got your Jaylen Brown game. Oh, snap. Then you got your Derek White game. Al Horford might pop up. It's and then Drew Holiday. Like, it's so much with that team, bro. And then they're just a well-orchestrated team. Shout out Joe Mazzulla, bro. Shout out Joe Mazzulla. I'm not gonna lie. Ime Udoka kind of like laid down that platform, but Joe Mazzulla took it and ran with that and made it even better. You know what I mean? So Celtics get the Magic up out here in 5. They're going to either meet the Knicks or the Pistons in round 2. Now, mind you, Knicks and Pistons play today. The Knicks and Pistons play today. And one thing I've noticed from this series, bro, the Pistons are relying heavily on like, all right, who gonna be the second man to score the most points? Who gonna be our shot creator today? And it's low-key been working. But the thing with the Knicks is though, Jalen Brunson's just been unstoppable. Cat's been unstoppable. Cat's kind of proved me wrong because I thought he really wasn't going to handle the physicality well with this Pistons team. But Cat's been all right. Cat's been dogging. Carl's been dogging, man. I'm not gonna lie. But there are some nights, bro, where you got Cade soloing. And then it's like it's also nights where you're the Pistons and you're wasting Tobias Harris games. I never thought I would say that in 2025. Tobias is currently averaging like 16 and 8, I believe, or 15 and 8, something like that. I'm not gonna lie. If Tobias would have did 50% of that, the Sixers would have went to a couple finals. Not gonna lie. Or at least a conference finals. If Tobias would have did 50% of what he's doing now and the tenure he has been with the Sixers, they would have been in the finals by now. You know what I'm saying? But back to the Pistons. You got Dennis Schroeder snapping. 2025, big 2025. Dennis Schroeder going for 20 balls. Michael Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr. Like, if you're Cade, especially if you're the coaching staff and then you're Cade, you kind of gotta think like, yo, bro, all right, like these are one of the best perimeter defenses in the league, but at the same time, their interior defense is trash. You know, so you have a lot of outside shooting, but yet you see they're clearly weak in the interior. You know, so and then like a lot of their shooters like Michael Beasley, he's shorter. Tim Hardaway is not really a slasher. I think the only slasher they really have is Sar Thompson, Cade. Jalen Duren's obviously in the post. Jalen Duren's have been having a good series too. One thing I gotta note though, like if you're the Pistons, A, you need to figure out how you're going to keep getting into that paint, and then B, you need to figure out how you're going to stop Brunson. But the Knicks are also another team to where they just have a lot of hustle players, bro. They have a lot of guys that can get after on the offensive rebounding tip. They have a lot of guys that die for loose balls. The Pistons don't really have that as much. It's really just Hasard, and sometimes Cade will go out there and put his body on the line. Ron Holland will come in there and be a spark plug or whatever. But it's really all about getting where you fit in if you're the Pistons, bro. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I feel like the Pistons do make it into a Game 7. I think the Pistons get it done today, and then they go all the way to New York. Now, do I have the Pistons winning that? Probably not. I think New York edges that out just because it is Madison Square Garden. It is a Game 7 in Madison Square Garden. But the Knicks have gone into Madison Square Garden in 1 games. You know what I'm saying? Even in the regular season, they was winning games in Madison Square Garden. So I think essentially what you need to do if you're the Knicks, bro, you need to, first of all, worry about that defense, bro. You need to worry about what you're going to do with Brunson. You need to worry about what you're going to do with Cat. Then you got to make sure OG and Anunoby don't pop off. Then you might have your Mikal Bridges game. You never really know with this team. So in actuality, bro, I think the Pistons get it done tonight. If they can just really focus on that and then focus on slashing, bro. Like, they shoot a lot, too. But I think the Knicks get it done in 7, and then the Knicks go on to play the Celtics, which is going to be a pretty great series, not going to lie. That's going to be fun. So, we're moving on to the West, man. The only team in the West that advanced is the Thunder. They got the Grizzlies up out there in 4 games. Not much to really say about this, man. First game, the Grizzlies got railed pretty bad. Then game 3, I think the Grizzlies were up like 30-29 at one point. Then Ja gets hurt. OKC comes all the way back. OKC then beats the Grizzlies without Ja Morant in a pretty close game 4. And OKC advances, bro. I mean, like, I didn't really give the Grizzlies much of a chance anyway. I feel like they're long overdue for a retool. Ja Morant, this might be a hot take. I really don't even think it's a hot take. Ja Morant's been the same player since he got in the league. I absolutely electrifying. He's a good scorer. But he has high risk, high reward offense, meaning he's always in the air, he's flying, he's doing these acrobatic layups, always trying to dunk on somebody. He calmed down on the dunking now, but like long term, that's not really the way to go. I've seen he's developed a jump shot for sure. He's developed a good playmaking style, absolutely too, and that's off the count of Desmond Bane coming into his own. Jaren Jackson was the best player for the Grizzlies this whole season, so he's coming into his own. But all in all, bro, I mean, they had Gigi Jackson was hurt, Jalen Wells got hurt, so they were missing some players. Not gonna lie, but like, you really just need to look into depth if you're the Grizzlies, bro. I've been seeing a lot of like Ja Morant jersey swipes, and I've been seeing a lot of Ja Morant might get traded. Like there's no reason the Grizzlies are going to trade Ja Morant, but like, whatever, bro. The media just tries to put out anything, bro. But yeah, bro. OKC gets the Grizzlies up out there in 4 games, man. There's not really much to say about that. I'm going to save the Clippers series for last. We're going to move on to Lakers and Timberwolves, man. We're going to move on to Lakers and Timberwolves, bro. First of all, Anthony Edwards is the best player in the series. He is the best player in the series. He's averaging 35 and 6. 30 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. And I want to make an apology to Julius Randle. Julius Randle, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Playoff Randle, I guess, man. Averaging 22 points. You cooking. And then he's also holding his own defense against Luka and Brian. which is something I laughed at in my first video. You know what I mean? I laughed at that. Shout out Jaden McDaniels. They got KD. They got Bron, but we got Jaden McDaniels. My fault. You know what I'm saying? Jaden McDaniels. Look, man, I wish he really wasn't delegated to a 3-and-D player, because there was a certain game, I think it was game 3, maybe game 4. He was just slashing, bro. He was just taking people at the rim. Mind you, he's like 6'10". He has a long frame. I wish he did that more. I wish they would stop delegating wing players, especially if you're like 6'8", 6'9", sometimes even 6'7", to this shooting and defense. I think if you're a wing and you have long arms and you can have a long wingspan to defend, you can have a long wingspan that make a layup. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me, though. But, all right, Lakers. So, you can look at the stats, bro. Luka ain't really been playing his best basketball. Bron doing what he can. I never thought I would say is they wasted a crazy Rui Hachimura game. He had like 23 points. They wasted this game. In the playoffs, I think I said this in my first video. I feel like I did, but like, you can't waste games where your fourth best player has like over 15 points. You really can't do that. You can't do that, because that's never going to happen. It's never going to happen again. Unless they're incredibly consistent or they're in an offense where, okay, they have their job, but like, when they're able to make plays on the offensive end, they can make plays. You can't waste games like that. Now, Austin Reeves has been pretty consistent. Austin Reeves has been consistent, but at the same time, it's 3 of y'all. You got Jaden McDaniels snapping. You got Ant just taking crazy 3-pointers. Ant has also been crazy on the playmaking tip as well. Julius Randle. I was never a fan of Julius Randle's game. I actually thought he had one of the worst games I've ever seen. But, apparently that means nothing. That means nothing. My word means nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I think, well, first of all, the Timberwolves are up 3-1, which is very bad for the Lakers, of course. I could imagine that the Lakers win at home, but like the way this series been going, I don't think they win at home, bro. I think the Timberwolves get them out of there tonight. Bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Mainly because of the fact that they have no answer for Ant. No answer for Ant at all. They have no answers for Julius Randle. They don't even have an answer for Naz Reid. Then I feel like Dante DiVincenzo is definitely due for a game. Dante DiVincenzo is going to go off for like 5 threes, and then this John. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if I'm the Lakers, bro, first of all, man, if I'm the Lakers teammates, I'm not letting Bron go out like this, bro. I'm not letting the GOAT go out like this. I'm letting the GOAT go out in 5 games in the first round. I'm letting them do that. No, especially if you're Luka, bro. If I'm Luka, I'm like, all right, yo, like, what am I doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I think on this type tip, you really just gotta give credit where credit's due to the Timberwolves, bro. Honestly, bro. And then you gotta think, bro, is this it for Bron? I can't imagine Bron loses in the first round and then next season he's like, all right, yo, like, I gotta get my get back. Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm not gonna waste another, Luka year. But then again, Luka's up for the max. Luka's up for that max. Lakers are willing to pay it, but like, what happens to the rest of your team after y'all give him that max? And I doubt he's gonna be contract friendly. He's been due for that max for years. He's the reason, part of the reason he's not on the Dallas Mavericks is because of the max contract that he was supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, he due for that max soon. So, shit, Lakers got to give up that tab, but at the same time, you got to look at your depth. If you Luka, I'm like, all right, I'm getting the bag, but like, can I win with this team? Can you argue that the Dallas Mavericks from last year is not way better than the Lakers right now? Can you argue that? Yes, you absolutely can. The Dallas Mavericks last year are way better than the Lakers right now. Way better. That's not even a debate. You want me to say, oh, yeah, the Lakers are better because they got Bron? Fuck no. I'm not going to say that. It's Bron, sure, but what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? So I think when you look at it like this, bro, Timberwolves getting the Lakers about there. I didn't think this would even happen. But, like, Ant has been playing such great ball, bro. Ant has been playing such great ball. And you look at this and you're like, yo, like, I said in my video, this is where Ant needs to prove that he's in these conversations that people be having him in. This series is where Ant can really prove himself and say, "Yo, I'm a top 5 player," and pop it. This is a series where Ant can really pop it and say, "Yo, bro, like," and say, "Yo, bro, you see how I just did the Bron and Luka? I'm a top 5 player, gang." And I don't think anybody will look at him crazy if he gets this done in 5. If he gets it done in 6, that's cool. Does Bron have another 3-1 comeback in him? I don't know. Man is 40, but he's also Bron, so I don't know. But yeah, bro, I don't see the Lakers coming back in this. I'm not going to lie. I see the Timberwolves getting about there tonight. If not tonight, definitely Game 6 when they go back to Minnesota. So that's that. We're going to talk about Houston versus Golden State. My God. I mean, first of all, bro, Jalen Green, what are you doing, bro? Jalen Green, all right, in the 4 games these guys have played so far, Jalen Green has had over 10 points one time. And that was when he had 38 in Game 2, I believe. He averages 15 points. You had 38 in one game, but you averaging 15 points. That means the rest of his games he didn't have over 10 points. Steph Curry is the Houston Rockets' dad. I mean, it's not even a debate anymore, bro. Like, he don't even have to drop 30 to really get in these guys' heads, bro. Like, and the way the Golden State Warriors are so orchestrated. First of all, they didn't even get it. They got a game off him when Jimmy got hurt, but the game after Jimmy got hurt, they lost. Or Jimmy didn't play the full game. Then Jimmy comes back, has a crazy game, and they lose. They lose. Now, granted, Houston, they have not been taking advantage of that Sengun stuff, bro. Sengun had 30 or 27. He almost had 30. And I was watching that game. They were just giving it to Sengun. Sengun, like, yo, clear out. Taking Draymond to the rack, taking guys to the rack, finishing, taking Looney to the rack. Like, bro, like, why were you not doing this all series? And then one thing, they try to make Sengun like this playmaker, like Jokic, like Sabonis type of style player, which he can be. But yo, if we're in a series with Golden State and Jalen Green's not getting his shit off, bro, Sengun, get your ass in the post and just stand there. I will give the ball to you. There's no reason Fred VanVleet should be having 25 points. Bro, Fred VanVleet has been their best scorer this whole series, and it's crazy to me. It's unbelievable to me. It's insane. And then they're also not even using their length like that. Like, they're not really using Jabari Smith like that, which I wish they would. Because Jabari Smith could probably benefit crazily if he was if he was involved much in the series. So you can even argue if Jabari Smith was in the Warriors, he'd have a crazy amount of, whatever he would do. But aside from no shot creation that the Rockets have been having, bro, their defense just ain't all that right now, bro. Their defense just really ain't all that. They don't really got nobody that can guard Jimmy. No gap. They got nobody that can guard Jimmy. Jimmy has been having the time of his life when he's played in the series, bro. Not even gonna hold you. Then you got Draymond getting crazy stops, crazy clutch stops. You got 2025 crazy clutch stop, Draymond, bro. What? Come on, bro. Bro, if I'm Houston, bro, it's like, all right. I'm pretty sure Houston plays today. Let me check it real quick. Let me see if Houston plays today. Shout out to the Rural app, by the way. Houston does play today. So, and I'm proud. The Knicks and Pistons play tomorrow. So it's Warriors and Rockets today. Wolves and Lakers also today. Might need to put a bet in. But what I will say, man, it kind of sucks to see, especially considering that the work that the Warriors have been giving the Rockets for so many years, bro. They've been giving them crazy work for so many years, bro. And I thought you would have thought this was the year that they would do it. But look, LeBron had Toronto. Steph Curry got the Houston Rockets, bro. I mean, like, and then crazy part is Steph Curry's he's not really having a crazy series. He is having a good series though, for sure. He's having a good series. He ain't having a crazy series though. But one thing I will say, bro, he actually is having a crazy series now that I think about it. But one thing I do want to say, man, Houston, if your season does end tonight, especially at home, that would be crazy. If your season does end tonight, don't be the Phoenix Suns, bro. And what I mean by that is don't give up your future for an obvious superstar, right? Just don't do it yet. Don't do it yet, bro. Don't do it yet. Now, if you want to do it, you know who to go for. You know who to get. Don't get KD. He's older. He's injury prone. KD is KD, but let's be honest here. You need to go for Giannis. You need to go for Giannis, bro. It's no ifs, ands, but because, mind you, your leading scorer is supposed to be Jalen Green. I see all this talk about Jalen Green this, Jalen Green that. Jalen Green goes on crazy runs, bro. Jalen Green is not going. You're not going far with Jalen Green being your primary scorer. It's just not. It's not going to happen. No matter how many people want to believe that he's a crazy young player, which he is. He's a super talented young player, but he's also not really the best. How are you a shot creator and you're not even like a good shot creator? Like there'll be games where he's just straight out unguardable, right? But there's other games where you'll see him shoot certain shots. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why are you on the court? You know what I'm saying? That's when you kind of gotta hope Amen Thompson develops more, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, turn him into a freak. Turn him into something crazy. Turn him into something crazy. I mean, but yeah, no, I think I really don't want to see the Houston Rockets go out bad at home. But like, if they lose at home, they lose at home, bro. I don't even like getting into all that. But like, yo, if they lose at home, that's insane. I'm not gonna lie. I think I do got them losing at home though. Like I told y'all, Jimmy Butler's from Texas. He's gonna want to show up. Jimmy Butler's gonna put an ass whooping on these guys. You know what I'm saying? So I got damn. So by my prediction, it will be Timberwolves and Warriors in the next round. That's crazy. That's a crazy series. All right, man. All right. So, all right. Clippers in Denver. The Clippers in Denver series, man. Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me a second. All right. The Clippers in Denver series, man. Clippers in Denver. Denver is up 3-2. Now, I'm kind of mad I wasn't giving y'all my immediate reactions to these games because I've been pissed for the past 2 days. 3 days, actually. I've been pissed. I've been mad. I've been mad as hell. So, game one. We lose in overtime. Kawhi doesn't have his best game. James Harden puts up a clinic. All right, cool. Game two, we get up out of there. Very close. Another very close game, right? So, at this point, right, you can argue, all right, the Clippers should have been up 2-0, but you can also argue Denver should have been up 2-0. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are very both back and forth games that any team could have won, right? Game 3, we cooked them at the crib. Game 3, we cooked them into it, right? This is where, like, I really wish that, like, sometimes I just wasn't a fan of an NBA team. Like, sometimes I just wish I enjoyed basketball, right? Games like Game 4 and 5 frustrate me the most. Primarily Game 4, right? So, let me tell you what happened in Game 4. So, first 3 quarters, we were trash, bro. We were, like, absolutely horrible. We sucked. We absolutely sucked. Fourth quarter comes in. We're down definitely in the 20s. I'm pretty sure like 22, maybe. We went on a 32-9 run. A 32-9 run. First of all. How often do you see a team go on a 32-9 run in the fourth quarter at the crib? The momentum is up. The momentum is there. You know what I'm saying? 32-9 run at the crib, bro. From parts I remember from that, because I was driving the whole game. Like, well, no, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch the game. I had to leave when the fourth quarter started, and I was watching the game while I was driving. Well, no, I wasn't watching. I was listening. So, the plays I remember, because I ended up watching the highlights after, but the plays I remember hearing, you had Bogdan Bogdanović getting an offensive rebound. He never does that. He don't even get a defensive rebound at times. He's a guard. He's a shooting guard. Gets an offensive rebound, lays it up, right? Denver responds back. Harden goes for a drive, misses. Zubac gets a putback. Tied 99-99. I think about 7 seconds left. Jokic gets the ball, dribbles, gets doubled, puts up a three. I thought it was going in. Me personally, I thought it was going in. He airballs, but like it's not like an airball where the ball is going under the net. It went over the rim. Aaron Gordon. So let me pause right here, right? If I'm Ty Lue, right? Let me hold on. I gotta go back to the stats to make sure I'm not tripping. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. I gotta go to the stats to make sure I'm not tripping. I don't think I'm tripping. Cause I saw something that I really didn't like. All right. So on the court, on this possession, James Harden, Norman Powell, Bogey, Kawhi, Zoo. You have Chris Dunn, right? Chris Dunn's a shorter guard. He's like 6'4", 6, whatever, right? 6 rebounds that game. Chris Dunn is also scrappy and a good off-ball defender, right? Easily could have got a rebound. Nick Batum, he's old, but he's also lanky. He's 6'8". He could have got a rebound. You want to know what really cooked me? Derrick Jones Jr. wasn't on the court. He has whatever vertical is over the 40s, probably over 42. I'm gonna keep it a beam. Slam dunk champ, whatever, right? He can jump out the gym. That's the moral of the story. He can jump out the gym, right? You see that not only that you have a 3-guard rotation. This is the biggest stop of the game. You have a 3-guard rotation. Mind you, 3 out of the 5 people on the court are not good on defense, and they're smaller. Now, if I'm Ty Lue, me personally, if the opposite team has the best passer in the league in Jokic, his teammate is a 6'10", one of the best lob threats in the league, Aaron Gordon. Michael Porter Jr. has also been known as a rebounder, a pretty good rebounder, 6'10". You telling me Brody thinks a 3-guard lineup with 7 seconds left, right, where any team can get a putback, any team can cut, drop to the basket, all that. You telling me that you thought it was cool to have Norman Powell and Bogey on the court when you have Derrick Jones Jr., Nick Batum, or Chris Dunn right there on the bench? Mind you. All right, so this is how the game ended. Jokic airballs the 3, goes over the rim. Aaron Gordon picks it up while he's in the air, put back dunk. The game ends. Now, some people think it didn't really count because the ball was in the net, but Aaron Gordon's fingertips were still on the ball because he was dunking the ball in. So I'm going to keep it a bean. If the ball's in the net, that's the game. But when you think about it, all right, his fingertips are still on the ball, though. I'm saying that to some people that should be overtime. Me personally, I think that's the end of the game. But let me start by saying this, bro. Not only did you waste a comeback of the like this would have gone down as one of your best comebacks in the franchise, probably a top 3 comeback. I've been a fan since 2013. This would have been a top 3 comeback. Matter of fact, no, this would have been number 2 because Game 6 when we played Utah, we was down like 20-something going to the 4th, and then we advanced to our first conference finals ever. This would have been number 2 because we would have been up 3-1, and then we're going back to Denver. We could lose in Denver and then come back to the crib up 3-2. That's cool with me. No, you didn't do any subs. You didn't correct anything that you wanted to do. You kept out the offensive lineup, mind you. That's the lineup for offense when you need something going on offense, bro. James Harden don't already play defense. He already doesn't really play that much good of a defense. Bogey is not a defender. Norman Powell, he tries. He's not a good defender. Kawhi, good defender. Zoo, great defender at the rim. Like, it's just certain things that, like, kind of pissed me off about that game. And then on top of that, we had 3 shitty quarters. We waited till the fourth quarter to be good. But I looked at this as a positive. I was like, you know what? We went on a 32-9 run. We lost because niggas didn't want to box out. And we lost because niggas didn't want to make the right coaching subs, right? Cool. I can understand that. Cool. So we move on to game 5. Move on to game 5. Worst basketball I've probably seen this whole series from them. Kawhi's been pretty, like, all right. Kawhi had a great game too. He hasn't had a game this series where he's had below 20, right? There is no reason Kawhi shouldn't be taking over 20 attempts a game. None. No, I think he's only had one game this whole series where he attempted over 20 shots. There is no reason that Kawhi Leonard should only be attempting 15 shots. I don't care how injury prone he is. I don't care. We've been going off this if Kawhi's healthy narrative for 6 years. It's been 6 years, bro. 6 years. When are we going to decide, okay, all right, now it's time. Like, Kawhi's healthy now. Right? When are we finally Kawhi, like, lock in, bro. We're just 6 years off this gimmick, bro. And I'm tired of defending you. I'm tired of saying, yo, bro, just wait till we get healthy. Kawhi's healthy now. He's healthy now. So that I don't know what you want me to do with that. Shout out to Zoo. Zoo's been having a great series, man. He's doing whatever he can with Jokic. It's Jokic. He's the best player in the league. I mean, I wasn't really expecting much as for him defending him like that, but that's just what I think. James Harden. Man's had 11 points, 3 of 9 shooting. The 11 points wasn't frying me. The 11 points isn't what fried me the most. It's the fact that you attempted 9 shots. Mind you, the series is tied 2-2. If you win this game, you're going back to the crib up 3-2. The crib up 3-2. And you take 9 shots. Mind you, stats don't tell everything. They double Kawhi. They double Harden. There are times where Harden gets double. He'll pass to the open man. Open man doesn't make it. All right, cool. Get back on D. He's also a terrible transition defender. One thing I do want to say about Denver, bro, and the Clippers just haven't even figured it out yet, bro. They, like, whatever they did with Russ's 3-point shooting, congratulations, dog. Because if he would have did that when he was on our team last year, we would have went somewhere. But no. Russell Westbrook had a great game. I believe he had 21 points. Yep, I was right. He had 21 points. Jamal Murray had damn near a 50-burger. Mind you, this wasn't even a game where Jokic really even, like, dominated crazily. He had 13 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists. Mind you, this is a game where Jamal Murray had 40 points. They only won by 16. I think we closed the gap a little bit in the fourth quarter, too. I think the least we was down was probably like 8 points. We was coming back a little bit. Dumb, ill-advised shots happened, and then we, But I don't know what happens tomorrow. I feel like we do win game 6. I think we win game 6. But then game 7, it's up from there. I don't know what happens. I feel like we confidently win game 6, though. I feel like this is a game where we look at it, because Denver looked at game 3 when they got their ass whooped by 30, and they were like, all right, bet. Came back, won the next game, tied 2-2. I feel like the Clippers are going to see this game. And first of all, Christian Brown, 12 rebounds. I didn't even know that. That's crazy. But I feel like the Clippers are going to look at this game, and they're going to think, all right, we might have to cut rotations. Kawhi, you need to shoot more than 21 shots. James Harden, you need to definitely shoot way more than fucking 9 shots. I need 15 at the very minimum. Norman Powell, you've been coming up lately, but, like, we need you to do something, bro. All that addition by subtraction nonsense that you said. I mean, it wasn't nonsense at the time, but all that addition by subtraction stuff that you said about Paul George, bro, you was living up to it in the regular season. Right now, we need you to do that. right? We need you to do that. I think they definitely need to stop leaving Westbrook open. I don't know why they still do it. Westbrook has been shooting pretty comfortably from the 3-point line in this series. I know it's because I'm actually watching the games and I'm just seeing him leave him open. And every time he makes a three, he taunts like this. You're letting Russell Westbrook taunt you in 2025. But all right, but it's really just rebounding, bro. We get out hustled every time, bro. By Christian Brown, by Russell Westbrook, sometimes by Michael Porter Jr. Like we get out hustled every time. Out hustled every time, bro. And I don't even care about this. Oh yeah, Jokic is the best player in the league excuse anymore, bro. I really don't care, bro. It's about executing, bro. We should have executed in game 4. Game 5, all right, it was given that we was probably going to lose that because we was coming back to their crib, especially after them tying the series. But game 6, bro, this might be your last game at the crib for the season. And you telling me that you going to go out bad? I don't think so. I think we win game 6. Game 7, I think that's truly up in the air. I have to see game 6 to really give my honest conclusion on what game 7 is going to look like. But no, bro, we got to win this joint. I'm not going to lie. We don't win this joint, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm going to do, honestly. Because this was the most confident I've felt in the Clippers in a very long time. In a very long time. I'm not even going to hold you. You feel me? But, hey, man, that's going to wrap up the video, man. Hope y'all enjoy it, man. Damn, 50 minutes. First of all, man, like I said, I just want to thank everybody for supporting me in the first video, man. All the likes, comments, subscribers, everything, man. Y'all really mean a lot to me, especially pushing me forward. And, this is going to be my first upload in a week. I hope y'all not really mad at me. You know what I'm saying? But, no, man, that's going to do it for me, man. Troy Knows Hoops. I'm out. Appreciate it.